The presidential office will review ways to help bring stability to the Middle Eastern region following the escalated U.S. Iran tensions. The government has been holding various emergency meetings to assess the impact the crisis has on the country, as well as on the option of deploying troops to the Strait of Hormuz. Hee-jun has our top story.
South Korea's National Security Council has reviewed various ways it can contribute to international efforts to stabilize the situation in the Middle East, as well as ways to help ensure the safety of South Korean citizens, firms, and vessels in the region. The Standing Committee held an emergency meeting on Monday following President Moon Jae-in's instructions to monitor the various angles of influence the Iran crisis could have on the nation. This comes after tensions escalated following a U.S. drone attack on a Baghdad airport that killed top Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. Expressing concerns over the tense situation in the region, the committee said it hoped for prompt stability and regional security. Also attending the meeting was a non-NSC member, Industry Minister Sung Yun-mo. The minister briefed the committee on the recent spike of oil and gas prices. Acknowledging South Korea's high dependence on crude oil supply from the Middle East, the committee agreed to work to minimize the impact the conflict can have on the domestic market. Mounting military tensions between the U.S. and Iran complicate the South Korean government's decision on whether to send troops to the Strait of Hormuz, which the Trump administration requested last year. The NSC reviewed the option in its meeting last month, but considering the fact that South Korea imports around 70% of its crude oil from Iran, the government may have to make a reassessment, as such deployment could put South Korean lives at risk. Seoul's Defense Ministry said earlier the same day that although various options are being reviewed to protect South Korean citizens and vessels in the strategic waters of the Strait of Hormuz, no decision has been made on the military coalition there. The situation in the Middle East has put all corners of the South Korean government on high alert. Finance Minister Hong Nam-gi convened a closed-door emergency meeting also on Monday with economy-related ministers to assess the effects of the crisis on the domestic market. While they assessed that the situation has limited influence on the South Korean economy, they agreed to continue to enforce step-by-step measures according to the government's contingency plans. They also plan to release 200 million barrels of oil reserves if necessary. Hee-jun, Arirang News.